Today is Monday, March 23rd, 2020. This is for a read aloud of Out of My Mind. If we remember the last time we read this book in class, our character Melody was learning new words from her caretaker, Mrs. V. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up where we left off the last time. Mrs. V took me outside in all kinds of weather. One day, she actually let me sit outside in the rain. It was steaming hot, and I was sticky and irritable. It must have been about 90 degrees outside. We were sitting on our porch watching the storm clouds together. She told me the names of all the clouds and made up stories about them. I knew that later she'd have the names of every kind of cloud on word cards for me. Big old Nimbus up there, he's black and powerful and can blow all the other clouds out of the sky. He wants to marry Miss Cumulus Cloud, but she's too soft and pretty to be bothered with such a scary guy. So he gets mad and makes storms, she told me. Finally, old Nimbus got his way, and the rain came down around me and Mrs. V. It rained so hard I couldn't see past the porch. The wind blew, and the wet coolness of the rain washed over us. It felt so good. A small leak on Mrs. V's porch let a few drops of rain fall on my head. I laughed out loud. Mrs. V gave me a funny look, then hopped up. "You want to feel it all?" she asked. I nodded my head and pointed to my board. Yes, yes, yes. She rolled me down the ramp Dad had built, both of us getting wetter every second. She stopped when we got to the grass and we let the rain drench us. My hair, my clothes, my eyes and arms and hands. Wet, wet, wet. It was awesome. The rain was warm, almost like bathwater. I laughed and laughed. Eventually, Mrs. V rolled me back up the ramp and into the house where she dried me off, changed my clothes, and gave me a cup of chocolate milk. She dried off my hair, and by the time Dad came to pick me up, the rain had stopped and everything was dry once more. I dreamed of chocolate clouds all night. Chapter 7. When I sleep, I dream. And in my dreams, I can do anything. I get picked first on the playground for games. I can run so fast. I take gymnastics and I never fall off the balance beam. I know how to square dance and I'm good at it. I call my friends on the phone and we talk for hours. I whisper secrets and I sing. When I wake up in the morning, it's always sort of a letdown as reality hits me. I have to be fed and dressed so I can spend another long day in the happy face room at Spalding Street School. Along with the assortment of teachers we've had in room H5, there have been more classroom aides than I can count. These aides, usually one guy to help with the boys and one lady to help with the girls, do stuff like take us to the bathroom or change diapers on kids like Ashley and Carl, feed us at lunch, wheel us where we need to go, wipe mouths, and give us hugs. I don't think they get paid very much because they never stay very long. But they should get $1 million. What they do is really hard, and I don't think most folks get that. It's even hard to keep good teachers for us. I guess I don't blame them for leaving because, like I said, we're a tough bunch to handle sometimes. But once in a while, we get a good one. After squeaky Mrs. Hyatt for kindergarten and game show Mr. Mr. Gross for first grade, Mrs. Tracy breezed into our room for second grade. She figured out I liked books, so she got me some earphones and hooked me up with audiobooks on CD. She started with baby stuff like Dr. Seuss, which my father and I had read when I was 2. So after I tossed those on the floor a couple of times, instead of punishing me, she figured out I needed something better. I listened to all of the Babysitters Club books and those goofy Goosebumps books. She asked me questions after each book, and I got every single question right. Things like, which of these helped to solve the mystery? Then she'd show me a pebble, a starfish, and an ink pen. The pebble, of course. She'd cheer after we'd gone through the questions and then hook me up to another book. That year, I listened to all the books by Beverly Cleary and all the books about those boxcar kids. It was awesome. The next year, it all unraveled. I know teachers are supposed to write notes to the next teacher in line so they know what to expect, but either Mrs. Tracy didn't do it for Mrs. Billups, our third grade teacher, or she didn't read them. Mrs. Billups started every morning by playing her favorite CD. Let's just say I wasn't a fan. Old MacDonald had a farm, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, the Itsy Bitsy Spider, all sung by children who couldn't sing. The type of music grown-ups think is all kinds of cute, but it's awful. Mrs. Billups put it on at full volume every single morning, over and over. No wonder we were always in a bad mood. Once she had the Tin Pan Band on, Mrs. Billups went over to the alphabet, and every single day she did this with third graders. Now, children, this is an A. How many of you can say A? Good. She'd smile and say good, even if nobody in the class responded. I wonder if she would teach able-bodied third graders the same way. Probably not. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. Now, let's move on to B. This is the letter B. Let's all say B. Good. Again to silence. She didn't seem to care, though. I glanced with longing at the books on tape and the earphones which had been shoved into a corner. One day, I guess I'd had enough. Mrs. Billups had expanded from saying the letters to making the sounds of each one. B, b, she said loudly, spitting a little as she did. B is the sound of the letter B. Let's all say B together, children. Then Maria, who is always in a good mood, started throwing crayons. Willie began to babble, and I bellowed. I may not be able to make clear sounds, but I can make a lot of noise. I screamed because I didn't like the stuff. It was just plain dumb. I screamed because I couldn't talk and tell her to stop. And that made me cry because I'd never be able to tell anybody what I was really thinking. So I screamed and yelled and shrieked. I cried like a 2-year-old, and I wouldn't stop. Then my tornado explosion took over. I flailed and jerked and basically spazzed out. I kicked so hard that my shoes popped off the foot straps on my chair. That made me tilt to one side, and I screamed even louder. Mrs. Billups didn't know what to do. She tried to calm me down, but I didn't want to be calmed down. Even the aides couldn't stop me. Jill and Maria started to cry. Even Ashley, dressed in all yellow that day, looked upset. Freddie spun his chair around in circles, glancing sideways at me fearfully. Carl hollered for lunch. Then he pooped in his pants again. The whole class was out of control, and I kept screeching. The teacher called Mrs. Anthony, the principal, whose eyes got wide as she opened our door. She took one look at the situation and said tersely, "Call her mother." She could not have left more quickly. Stay tuned for tomorrow's read aloud.